Katie Davis, and I am the 6th through 8th grade social studies and history teacher here at CFS. And I am very excited about this school year. I know it's going to be different. I know it's going to be crazy, but we're going to have a great time. So I'm here to talk to you about a few things. First of all, I want to mention our first week of school and what that's going to look like. I know your kids are going to have some questions, so maybe you can relieve some of those worries and tell them that on the first day, we're going to start off with an assembly and just sort of talk to them all as a group. And then we're going to take them on a tour of their classes and what it will look like, what a day will look like for them. So that should help alleviate some of the, oh, I can't find my class. We're going to make sure that they know where they're going, so no worries. This is especially important for our new students and our 6th graders. Then we're going to talk to them about their planner, how they're supposed to use their planner, where the assignments will be, and then we will walk them through a Chromebook orientation, help them get all set up and ready to go on their Google Classrooms. And then we will spend the afternoon with some small group activities, some team building things, and some worship. So Wednesday should be sort of just a get your feet wet sort of day. So that's great. Then on Thursday, we're going to walk them through a regular day, and they will go from class to class, and it will be a normal day. On Friday, we will have a regular morning, and then in the afternoon, we're going to do some field day activities, have some popsicles, chill out together up on the big, huge new soccer field, and do some outdoor worship. So the first week should be pretty easy for them. And then we'll jump into classes on that second week. Next, I want to talk to you about the field trip policies. Field trips, obviously this year, might look a little different. If we can get them to happen at all, to be determined. We'll let you know. And if we are able to go on field trips, we will make sure that we're following all health codes and precautionaries and making sure that the students are safe. So we are happy to answer any questions that you have about those as they arise. We're just going to have to take this 1 month at a time. When we're able to go on field trips, because I am going with when we are able to go on field trips, these are attendance days. Of course, they are excused for illness or death in the family, but they are considered attendance because we only pick field trips that will enhance our curriculum and be a positive experience for your student. Chaperones, I'll let you look through this list, but just to catch some of the bullets, we need you to be available for the entire length of the field trip, leave with us, return with us. Please don't bring any siblings as we sort of count our seats exact and we need you involved in our field trip. There is a vehicle usage form in the office so that we can have all the information that we need. And then please just be aware that if the teacher makes certain group assignments or vehicle assignments, they need to stay in those groups. So that you can just look over those yourself, but that gives you an idea about field trip policies. Okay, wow, they are a big deal in middle school. However, we have some different ways that we feel like we have made this be a more peaceable and a way for them to have them, but not be a big part of their life here at school. So here's what we need. Yes, they can bring them. We understand they go from event to event and from school to maybe other people's houses or places, so you want to be able to get in contact with your kiddo. Great. This is what we need from their phones. We need them to be silenced at 8:20. They can be, and put away, silenced and put away. And then at 3:30, they can pull those suckers back out, turn them on, check their messages, get in contact with you, all of that. If you need to get in contact with your child, please call the office. The office will immediately get that message to wherever your student is, and they will receive that message. If your child needs to get in contact with you, we will let them go to the office and call you, no problem. But we don't want them to be texting or checking their phones during passing periods or lunches, and so that there's no problems there. So that is our phone policy here in middle school. That wraps up my portion of this. I wish we were face to face. I wish we could hug each other, shake each other's hands, introduce each other, and get to know each other. But there will be a time for that, and we will get past this. But we want you to know we're for you, we're for your kiddos, and welcome to CFS.
Hi, amazing parents. My name is Mitch Clay. I teach Bible for middle school, that's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I also run our middle school chapel program and work with our middle school praise team. And I also do speech and drama. So this is my classroom, and so glad to be here, so glad to catch you up on everything. So as we get our students in, they're going to hear three main things about our expectations, not just my expectations, but across all of our classrooms. And so that's across middle school. We're really looking for three main things. First off, we are looking for our students to be respectful, to be responsible, and to work hard. So those are three things, or three expectations across all of our classrooms: respectful, responsible, and to work hard. Those are the three things we're looking for because it really boils down to that. If our students are respectful to one another and respectful to their teachers, it's just a great ground level place to be. Responsible. Middle school is where we start to grow up a bit. You know, it's where our job is to prepare them for the rest of their lives, high school, college, workforce, wherever they may go. Elementary is a great place to create foundations for that work, but middle school is where we do some stretching. Physically, emotionally, mentally, there's a lot of stretching that's involved in middle school. And so part of that is asking them to be responsible for their own things, responsible for their own homework. And that doesn't mean that they're not going to have a whole lot of assistance, because they will. But ultimately, there is some responsibility that comes along with being in middle school. And on top of that, working hard. I tell my own children at home that it's not about perfection, it's about what you bring to the table. Are you giving your best? Are you working hard? If the hardest work you can put in gets you an 85, that is an A in my book, not necessarily in the grade book, but in life. If my students are working hard, I am absolutely happy to meet them where they are, because if all they're doing is working hard, that's really where we want to meet them. We can work on getting all of the ins and outs, all of the finite details worked out, but it's our job and responsibility to help them to learn how to bring their best to the table. So those are our expectations across all of our classrooms: being respectful, responsible, and working hard. So that gets all of the expectations out of the way. Will we have individual rules for each classroom? Yes, because each teacher is a little bit different, but those are our boiled down expectations. Into what makes middle school middle school. One of those things is our chapel program. We will have chapel once a week on Monday afternoon. That is from 12:15 to 1. We will have a time where our middle school praise team performs, and I'll talk about that in a second. And then we'll have time for a high quality speaker to speak some truth and love to our students. And then it's also a great chance for all of our middle school to be together to hear the same message and same words proclaimed to them from the good book. But on top of that, it's a good chance for all of our students to see all of their teachers all at the same time. So sometimes we'll have specific things that we want to tell the whole middle school all at the same time. So that's what chapel is really all about: our praising our Lord, hearing from the gospel, and then sometimes tacked on at the end, something that we would like to get across to all students all at the same time. So two things come along with that. First off, if you are interested at all about helping me find high quality speakers or being a high quality speaker, please let me know. My email is mclay@cfsknights.org. And that can be youth ministers from your local church. It can be people that you've come across just in your everyday life. People from the local workforce are beautiful to have as speakers. And the beautiful thing about the time and life that we are in, we are figuring out how to do video speakers. And so if you know someone, but they're from across the United States, we can figure out ways to live stream in speakers and other ideas that we have. And so if you know anyone at all and you think they would be interested in speaking to a group of about 80 plus students, this is a great opportunity for them. Finally, our middle school praise team. Middle school praise team is a fantastic opportunity for young students to learn what it means to serve God in a musical capacity. So if your student knows how to play an instrument, primarily things like piano or guitar or bass, we have a ukulele player right now, but it could also be things a little bit outside the box. If your student knows how to play a string instrument at all, something like a violin or a cello. If your student knows how to play a wind instrument like a flute or a trumpet, I'm not against trying things because it's really all about the opportunity to give our students the possibility of praising their Lord together in a way that teaches them how to do worship in a collective unit. So if your student has been interested in the past, to know that we will get them on board very quickly. If your student is brand new to us or brand new to worship experience, but they would like to be involved, we're going to have an open call for students to get involved in praise team in a few weeks, just to do our best to get the ground running early. So if you've got any questions about that at all, please let me know. I'm happy to fill you in. And you'll be hearing more about chapel and praise team very shortly because we will have them their very first week of school. So happy to have your students in, so happy for you to have your students out of your home. And may we be praying together about this school year. And know that not just myself, but the rest of the teachers have been praying over you and your students for a long time. We are so excited for this school year, and may the Lord bless our 2020-2021 school year.
Hi, I'm Nan Beard. I teach English Language Arts here at Christian Fellowship School, and I am so excited to have your students back in the classroom. It's been a while, and we are so excited to welcome them back. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about expectations in the classroom, and the first thing is homework. Our expectation is that homework is turned in on time. However, we know that they're middle schoolers and they're learning organization and time management, and we know that they're going to, on occasion, not get it turned in on time. And when that happens, they get two opportunities, two kind of freebies on late assignments, so to speak. But after that second late assignment, on the third one, they will get a lunch intervention. We will let you know ahead of time. It's usually within a day or two that they're going to be doing that. And that means that they will be eating lunch with us, and we will go through what's going on, what happened, how we need to help them organize. Because at this point, it's 3 late assignments. So we want to make sure we understand what is happening with them and then give them an opportunity to make a plan and try again. If they get a 4th late assignment, that would be another lunch intervention, and then we'll be contacting parents, setting up a conference with you just so we can come up with a plan all together. In the middle school, in these years, we're trying to help them get organized and also walk with them through that process. And so we understand that they may have a lunch intervention or two for homework, and we're okay with that. We're walking through it with them and with you. And it also allows them to take a little bit more ownership of their homework. We want it to be a place where they can learn all of those skills that are going to help them be successful in high school. Here at Christian Fellowship School, our tagline is, we are a place in a community of grace where your student is known and loved. And in that community, we understand that your kids are growing and changing, and middle school is just all of that rolled into one. And so from time to time, your students are going to have behaviors that kind of need some correction. They kind of fall out of line. But because we're a community of grace where we know and love your kids, we are going to deal with those situations in a loving way. So In the classroom, we will address the student quietly and privately the best that we can to just kind of remind them or to ask them to stop whatever behavior they're doing. If the behavior persists, oftentimes we'll just ask them to stay after class and have a quick chat with them, find out what's going on. Most of the time a behavior has a reason behind it. So that gives an opportunity for us to speak to your student just one-on-one, either after class or during study hall, to find out what's happening and how we can change the behavior. If the behavior persists beyond that, we will be communicating with you to make a plan so that your student is successful. In middle school, when your student is absent, please call the office and let them know that they won't be at school during the day. That's a great heads up for the office. We know during this season of kind of uncertainty with illness, it'll be really important that you just let us know if your student isn't going to be here that day. After you've called the office, if you could send an email to the teachers, we will send you back what the homework is for the day. And if there are any handouts in class, oftentimes we can just email those as well, or we'll leave them in the school office to be picked up later. If you think your student might only just be absent one day, it's okay if your student waits and picks up their assignments the following day in class, and we will help get them caught up. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email us.
Hello, I'm George Rudisell, and this is my third year at Christian Fellowship School. This will be my first year as a full-time teacher. I have been teaching PE and high school math, but this year I'm really excited to return to the middle school where I began my teaching career many years ago, and I will be teaching 6th grade math, 7th grade math, and also doing middle school PE. I am really looking forward to being primarily in the middle school this year and working directly with the students with mathematics. In addition to me, the 8th grade math teacher is Mrs. Sarah Gaines. Mrs. Gaines has been with CFS for quite a while, and she also teaches several different high school classes. The other individual involved with the middle school math program is Mrs. Whitney Gaines, and she is responsible for the Access program and will be assisting students through that program. In addition, this year, we are excited to have several different new classes that will be joining the extra classes of PE, band, choir, and art. Of those selections will be video production, computer skills, and programming. So I think the students should be excited about some of the new opportunities that they have, plus the things that we have done very well for years, and should be looking forward to joining us at CFS for this school year.
Welcome to the Access Center. My name is Whitney Gaines, and I'm the Learning Specialist at Christian Fellowship School. Here in the Access Center, we help students find academic success by providing individualized instruction along with strategies and resources to teachers, to students, and to parents alike. Come and visit. We'd love to see you in the Access Center.
Hi, I'm Mr. Blake, and I will be teaching science this year. We are going to be able to do a couple of things we introduced last year and that are the same, a couple new things, so just make sure that you're understanding of what we are going to be doing. Again, this year we aren't going to require that you have a binder, even though it is an extremely good tool to help you stay organized, to be able to keep all your papers where they need to be, and so that you don't have to worry about turning in anything late. It's a good idea to keep, but you don't need it. So you should be able to use your backpack as your organizational device. Just make sure that you're using your color-coded folders to be able to keep your papers from different classes in them. Each color will be designated to each class so that you know which one they are. Each class will have an area where you can keep your backpacks so that they're not in the way and that they're not a tripping hazard for other students and or the teacher. Make sure that you are intentional in packing your backpack for each hour. You won't be able to go to your locker as much, especially in this season. So make sure that you are very intentional in what you want to put in your backpack. So in the mornings, make sure that you have your morning classes covered. In the afternoon, make sure that you have everything you would need for your afternoon classes. That way you're not running back and forth through your locker, because for the most part, you're probably not going to be allowed. And so that will be a little bit less of a headache for you and us as a teacher. The last thing that you need to make sure that is in your bag is at the end of the day for 8th hour study hall, you are allowed to take a snack, small snack, to be able to eat. We do eat lunch at a very early time, and so by the time we get to our 8th hour class, it's usually time to eat again. So we will allow you to eat a snack in that time period. One of the great things about CFS Middle School is that we get to introduce you to all types of activities. There are fall sports, winter sports, and spring sports that you can participate in at your leisure. The fall sports are soccer, volleyball, and cross country. Each of these are 6th through 8th, but could change due to numbers and size. The winter sports are both girls and boys basketball. Again, 6th through 8th, but because of the size, it'll probably be reduced only to 7th and 8th graders. And for the spring, we have girls soccer, baseball, and track that you can participate in. Make sure that if you are interested in any of these sports that you talk to the associated coaches, and more information will come to you when that time is needed.